after a 7-mile descent from the Ben Lomond summit, we were getting drenched by rain and it's super cold and not being able to feel anything and being borderline hypothermic. That was that was the closest I came to quitting on that day. Here in Eden, Utah for the Eden Epic. It's a 44-mile mountain bike race that travels sort of the rim up and around Eden. And it's gonna be about 10,000 vertical feet of climbing, they say. And it's gonna be a long day and a sufferfest. So we'll see how this goes. It's gonna be exciting.
3, 2, 1. Watch out. Let's go, everybody. Woo-hoo! Have a great time.
I'll be honest, I had no idea what to expect for this Eden Epic bike race. I signed up with only 47 days notice, and as much as I tried to pack in as much vertical climbing in that 1.5 months as I could, I really had no idea if I was going to be prepared for it or not. And unfortunately, the only way to find out is on race day. And yeah, I found out the hard way. The race, in my opinion, is broken up into about 5 parts. The first section, being the easiest, was about 14 miles, and we only climbed just under 3,000 feet, and it was pretty mellow. Woo, a downhill for a little bit, then it's right back up. So far, so good. Sticking to the game plan, trying to keep my heart rate under 160. Cruising at like 5 miles an hour. Feeling good, but it's a long day, so we'll see how I am later. 13 miles in, still feeling good. There's some cows. They're feeling good too. But now I've done a little bit of rolling hills and XC style in these dirt roads. About to hop on the single track, and then it's something like 3,500 vert to get to the top of Ben Lomond. I got a bad feeling about what's ahead. We'll see how it goes. But I do have a rest stop coming up. So refuel before the climb. Can't wait for the single track, but man, it is pretty out here. But then the second part, once you reach the second aid station, you really started climbing up into the alpine zone, and that's when it started getting pretty serious. Whew, just descended from Willard Basin Pass, I guess, and it's 9,300 elevation. Now I have another 800 to go to the next milestone, I guess, but going up. All right, so race update. I'm about a little over 20 miles in, just under 5,000 vert, and my legs are feeling it. Oh, painful, but still got some more in the tank. All right, just went past aid station number 2, refueled. Steep climb out, should be on the bike soon though, but it's great. It's bacon, soda, Gatorade. Oh, it's great, but still got a ways to go. Yeah. Whew, finally on single track. Ends up being a moto trail. Half these climbs I feel like I'm going to be hiker-biking. They wouldn't be too bad if they were at the beginning of the race, but Not right now. I'd explode trying to get over any of these features. But at least we're on single track. So no more side-by-sides. Just dirt bikes. It's pretty rad riding up in this Alpine. Whew. What an awesome circ. And down there to the right, it's like Ogden. Pretty cool. Ooh, now we're getting that westerly breeze. That's cold. The third segment of the race, which was by far the most insane, awesome, and strenuous, was when you climbed up onto the 9,500 foot ridgeline up to the Ben Lomond summit, and that's when it all went bad. The storms came in, and the temperatures dropped from like 60 degrees down into the upper 30s. Like most of the other riders here, at most I had a windbreaker and just a regular road bike kit. And so that rain came in and it soaked us, and it got so cold. Well, the weather's turned a little sketchier, and it's gotten really cold. So hopefully we can get out of this cloud and get down, but you got some descending to do soon. Up into the cloud we go. Yeah, epic, that's for sure. Can't spell adventure without rain and hike a bike. Hike a bike continues. It's pretty steep drop-offs, but I think we're almost at the top of Ben Lomond. Or at least I hope so. Made it to the top of Ben Lomond. Quick detour back to the bike race. All right, so time to downhill for like 7 miles. Whew, sun's back out. We're going all the way down the ridge. Yeah! Just descended all the way from the top. That was wild. Sort of wish I had my knee pads and full kit, but whew, that was wild! Check that view out. It wasn't too bad when I was climbing because my heart rate was still up and I was able to generate enough heat. But once I reached the summit, tagged the summit, it was just downhill into the next aid station, and my heart rate dropped, my body temperature dropped, and then that cold rain, it destroyed me. My hands went numb because simply it was just too cold, and I couldn't even grab my brakes. So I had 2 fingers on both of the brakes, and I couldn't tell if I was pulling them all the way down to the bars or if they were full open. I had no feeling, and it was the lowest moment I've ever been on a bike because I was in so much pain. I was so cold, borderline hypothermic, and I couldn't even see where I was going. I had glasses on, but with the rain and the mud, they would just get caked up with wet and the drops and the mud. So it would come off, and then you'd be squinting the whole time, trying to see through the raindrops as the mud's flying everywhere. And it was rough. I normally would love the descent. It's my favorite part on a mountain bike, and it was heinous. And that was the closest I came to quitting on that day. And my wife will even tell you when I pulled into the parking lot for the aid station, my face said it all. I had visitors at the last aid station. Woo! This is the 3rd one. I guess there's one more.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think there might only be 3 this time. Oh, there is one at the bottom of the
next.
hill.
Okay.
Yep.
Got some warm clothes. Back up now. And I was able to swap on a new jersey, a new jacket, and get new gloves, that saved me. And then it was on to the 4th part of the day, and that was a straight up hike-a-bike, 1,500 vertical feet to get to the next ridge line. And there was no chance you were riding. You were just constantly getting passed by guys on dirt bikes having the best day ever, and we're out there pushing our bikes uphill. All right, on to the last climb from the pass where I got to see Courtney and Gregor. World of difference. Was able to throw on warmer clothes and dry. I'm borrowing Courtney's Houdini because I didn't bring a rain jacket and neither did she. So hopefully I don't rip this thing. But feeling good. I was at a real low point coming down because it was just such a low heart rate downhilling, and it was just so cold and wet, and I was, oh man, you can barely see with the sunglasses on. Now look, it's like sunny as hell over there, but it's what's really making this an adventure, that's for sure. Meanwhile, we have hike a bike for hopefully not too long, but it's another 1,500 vert to the top of this section. We're gonna get up there. We've got energy. Hopefully I can ride some of it. Whew, damn, that hike bike sucked. It's like 2 miles or something of just pushing. It's like 1,000 to 1,500 vert. Oh, but we're at the ridge again. I'm sure I have to climb again, but hoping to descend soon. Now, just because I was done the steep climbing, just didn't mean I was done all of the climbing. It's like a long traverse that I really thought was downhill and got very excited, but there was still more pedaling. I am drained. But we're gonna make it. There's Eden down there. Finally sunny at that point, which is completely opposite from the previous mountain we were on, and eventually we were able to crest up and over that, and then it was a flat-out blue run descent, no brakes needed. It was a magic carpet through the tunnel of leaves that were all starting to change for the fall, and spit you right out to the Pine View Reservoir area. Ooh, yeah. 4 more miles and I'm there. It's like one of the Time View perimeter trails. Oh, that descent was incredible. You just go full out at such a low grade. So you can just really cruise, not really worry about anything. Oh, I only filmed the end of it, but the whole thing was so much fun. Almost there. As much as I thought that 4-mile ride to the finish line was going to be a cakewalk because it was supposed to be super flat terrain, ended up being rolling, and all that rain we had earlier in the day turned the trail into quicksand. The mud just caked to your tire, and you were just carrying around another 20 pounds of mud with you. And man, that was rough. After being drained and psychologically, you're like, I'm so close, you can sort of like ease off the gas a little bit. That took everything I had out of me. And then it was onto the pavement for the last mile, and finishing was out of this world rewarding. Finally off the single track. Got some bike paths to go. Now we have like a mile to go. I am spent. I don't know how much left I got. I'm sure there's not even climbing. Sure.
You got money.
Yes, you did.
Hey, you're top 10.
No way.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
outside of e-bikes, you just hit 10.
That's awesome.
Way to go, man.
That's awesome. Dude, what a great race.
Awesome. Love to hear it.
I like that.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Yeah. After a dedicated 47 days of training that were just filled with climb after climb after climb to prep for this, giving up a lot of fun days in the bike park and some fun rides.
How you feeling?
Not too bad just yet.
Coming in, here we go, 34.
It all culminated in crossing that finish line. I think I finished 11th amongst the non-e-bike riders, even though the announcer said I finished 10th, so that was a little disappointing. But it was pretty rad. I was just excited to finish. Like any long distance race, all that matters is that you finish, because that's the hardest part. Will I do it again? We need some serious motivation come next summer to train for that again. That was a painful ride. I didn't get on the bike again for another month, but it sure as hell was fun. It was so beautiful. The Eden terrain and the mountains around it were unforgettable, and yeah, it was a pretty rad day. But hey, I'm on a bike, so of course it was going to be a good day, right?